Yo, good morning, guys. Trying to talk really low because Heidi is still sleeping in the room. The room's a little small. It's 5, 5, 5:15, 5 something like that. Um, one day out. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is show day. Right now, what I'm getting ready to do is send over check-in pictures to Luke. Now, I talked about this probably in the last clip, maybe, but I'm really not sure how the lighting is going to be. I know the lighting for like this mirror is okay, but that's not that's not how you send check-in pictures. So, like you can see in the mirror here. And like the lighting here for this purpose, right? For like if I was taking Instagram pictures, this is good. But for check-ins, I don't know. So we're gonna see, but I'm gonna send those over. Also, another thing, I didn't wake up at my lowest weigh-in of all time, but I woke up pretty like almost there, which is actually not something I wanted. We're kind of aiming to be on stage around 164, 165, and I weighed myself this morning, woke up at 161.4. So that's kind of a lot of food and fluid. And I really don't want to eat a lot on show day. I want to be able to, let me turn this around. I want to be able on show day to not have a lot of food in my system, to just be able to eat very minimally all day and just have the look that I want. Because I talked about this a few times. I don't want stuff in my stomach kind of bloating me or even having the chance to bloat me. I'd rather have very small meals on show day. That way I know that everything's gonna basically be tight. So yeah, waking up this low isn't really best case scenario, to be honest, at least for my circumstance. So what's either going to happen is I'm gonna have to eat a little more than I want on show day, or we're gonna have to feed really hard today. Because if we feed really hard today, like for example, last night I went to bed at 165.4, so I lost 4 pounds overnight. Obviously that's not body fat and stuff like that, but it came down 4 pounds overnight. So with that logic, right, if I wanted to be on stage at 165 and not really eat a lot come Saturday, I'd have to go to bed tonight around like 169. So eating 7.5 pounds of like food and fluid today, and at least close to that probably, right? I don't want to eat that much. I don't want to have to do a 700, 800 gram carb up. We talked about this before, where I said, a lot of people want that experience. I want to eat donuts and, have burgers and muffins and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I don't want that. I would love to just have a 300, 400 gram carb up again today and be like, that puts me where I need. But I think based on this weigh-in, I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna keep you guys all updated on that through the day, what goes on. But yeah, right now I'm gonna send these check-ins over to Luke. Then gonna go get that polygraph done. Heidi's gonna come with me, and we're gonna go to Dutch Bros. I fucking love Dutch Bros, and they have a Dutch Bros out here. So that's gonna be like my highlight of the day, is going to Dutch Bros. So that's kind of the preliminary plan for this morning. Let's get after it. Weigh-ins time. Yeah, 164.6, but you know, I got all this clothes on. I had some fluid this morning too, so I will be competing as a lightweight. Oh, that's on. Oh, this is interesting. Having a camera person. Okay, guys, so we're going over to get the polygraph done. But like I said, in that last clip, I weighed in as a lightweight, which honestly is probably going to benefit me because I'm going to be at the top of that weight class, right? The cutoff between middleweight and lightweight is 165. You saw the weigh-in there. Obviously, I'm actually a little bit lower than that. But if I'm coming in at the top of the lightweight class, that's going to really, it has the potential to set me apart size-wise, right? Because a lot of the lightweight guys might be 140, 150, and I'm going to be stepping on stage, you know, after carb up and everything like that, around the 165 mark. So this could be really good for, you know, kind of that stage look and competitive purposes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get there. But for now, polygraph.
Don't lie.
Look at this jank ass shit, guys. Okay, guys. So I just got done with the polygraph. That took way longer than expected. I think it took like over half an hour, I think. I think the guy didn't like me very much because he started off the conversation with, what do you think about polygraph and what do you know about polygraph? And I said, I think they're complete BS and they're like not accurate at all. And then he went on like a 10-minute tangent trying to explain to me why they're so good and that polygraphs are great. So didn't get off on a very good foot with that guy. And then there was like some problems with like their little electrode machine during the test. So they had, I think it was because my hands were so cold, that room was really cold. I'm dieted down, I'm freezing 24/7. So they had to hook up another little device to me. And then I just ended up passing perfectly fine. So I'm gonna go to the show promoter right now and like finish the check-in, and then me and Heidi are gonna go to Dutch Bros. So we just got to Dutch Bros, got our order right here. This is mine. This is Heidi's. What did you get? Golden Eagle Chai? Golden Eagle Chai right here. I had a sip of this. Absolute crack. So good. And then what I have right here is a cold brew. I got 2 pumps of sugar-free chocolate. I got 2 pumps of sugar-free hazelnut, and then 2 Splenda. Man, this is so good. It literally tastes like chocolate. Like, it just tastes like I'm drinking chocolate. Obviously calorie-free. But man, we love Dutch Bros. Anytime that we find a Dutch Bros near somewhere where we're going, that is immediately where we go, and we make sure that we go every single morning that we are there. So I'm gonna enjoy this, Heidi's gonna enjoy hers, and we're gonna head back to the room so that I can get me a little one in. Alright guys, so back at the hotel now, and I'm eating meal number 1. So Luke is regulating the meals basically now, you know, giving me very specific targets to hit. So what's gonna happen right now is I'm gonna have meal 1, which is 6 ounces of chicken, 240 grams of rice, 12 grams of almond butter, which I got right there, and then pink sea salt. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I have to have another meal, which is exactly the same as this, about an hour and a half later after this one. And then Luke wants me to essentially do kind of like a mock pump up, which I will do here, and then take pictures and send them over just so we can gauge the look, see how things are looking. And the reason that I'm having nut butters and probably more fats throughout the day is that so we don't have to jack up the carbs, but it will slow the digestion. It will just help things stick a little bit more.
And in that way, I shouldn't have to eat as much to get to the weight that we are looking for. So I'm gonna get this down, chill for a little bit, have my next meal. I'll probably show you guys that. Then I'll do the pump up and send those pictures over to Luke, and I'll include as much of that as I can.
All right, guys, meal number 2, about an hour and a half after meal number 1. And like I said, same thing here, 6 ounces of chicken, 240 grams of cooked white rice. I'm using jasmine rice, 12 grams of almond butter, and then a little bit of pink sea salt. So eat this, and then in an hour and a half, I'm gonna do what I said before, which is do that whole, mini pump up and then send over some shots to Luke.
All right, guys, it is time for meal number 3, which is going to be the exact same thing. I sent over those check-in pictures to Luke that I was talking about. Got a pretty good response from him. Honestly, when I saw the pictures too, I was pretty damn surprised. I almost always hate the way I look. And when I saw these, I actually thought I looked pretty decent. So I'll throw those up on the screen so you guys can see them. But right now, I'm gonna eat this on the way to tanning because we are running slightly behind. So I'm gonna eat this meal and I will see you guys at tanning.
Go.
Open 24/7? Oh, this is dope. Check it out. Iconic. Just finished up tanning. Did 2 coats right now. Getting the 3rd coat in the morning before the show. I told them not to tan my face right now because I'm just gonna tan that the day of the show. Should make it easier for me to sleep without that shit all over my face. So that's what happened right now. Me and Heidi are gonna go back to Dutch Bros. I'm probably gonna get a small cold brew this time. I think Heidi's gonna get what are you gonna get?
Probably a tea.
She's gonna get a tea, and then we're also gonna go to Raising Cane's. Not for me, but for her, and then we're gonna go back to the hotel, and we'll see you there. Okay, guys, we're back from Dutch Bros now. Got this right here. I went with a little different combination. I went with a cold brew, 2 pumps of sugar-free chocolate, 2 pumps of sugar-free caramel, and 2 Splenda. Amazing. Like, it's so good. And then sent some check-in shots to Luke when I got back because he wanted them when I got back. So weight was 165.8, so it was about, or 165.4. It was about a pound, 1.2 pounds heavier than it was in the previous check-ins that I put up. And we kind of determined that the previous check-ins looked better than these ones. So my next meal, which is meal 4, is smaller. 4 ounces of chicken with 170 grams of cooked rice, no peanut butter on here. And I'm gonna eat this. I have to check in with him again in 2 hours. And in that time, I'm gonna box off some steps as well because my steps are pretty low. So we wanna see if we can get a little bit back towards that weight and then see what the pictures look like again. So that's what we're up to right now. And me and Heidi are watching some Mutant in the Mouth podcast while we just wait and chill. Yo, check it out, guys. So after meal number 4, I was just feeling like really lethargic and I was pretty behind on my step count. I don't have a specific step count for today. But again, like I was just feeling lethargic, like I needed to kind of let out some energy. So I went out in the hallway and did a bunch of steps. So I was at like 2,000 beforehand and now I'm at 10K. That really made me feel a lot better. And it dropped my weight a tiny bit. Me and Luke decided that the look that we're shooting for is somewhere between the 164 to 165. I've sent multiple check-ins at 164.4 over probably like the last week, and we've kind of pinpointed that is the look that we want. So that is what we're gonna go for tomorrow. We want to be on stage at like 164.4, 164.5. So my last weigh-in was 165 after all that walking. So what we're going to do is have a smaller little meal 5, which will be my last meal right here, and then that'll probably put me at like the 166 mark or something by the time I go to bed, somewhere around there. And then overnight I tend to drop about 3 or 4 pounds. So with that being said, that should put me at like 162-ish in the morning, so we can just feed a little bit up until that 164 number that we are looking for. So that is the plan going ahead. Right now, this last meal is going to be 4 ounces of chicken, 240 grams of cooked jasmine rice with 10 grams of almond butter. I'm gonna eat this, and some pink salt. I'm gonna eat this, and then me and Heidi are gonna head out to Home Goods. That's one of our favorite stores to go to. We just like looking at all the stuff they have in there, you know, get ideas for decorating, stuff like that, stuff we want to have in the house. So we're going to do that, and then also Heidi is going to grab dinner. We haven't decided on where that is yet, but you know, wherever we decide to go, I will show you guys. So me and Heidi didn't end up going to Home Goods and doing all that stuff. We were just too tired, so we just ended up staying here at the hotel. Now, within that time, I did actually just box a couple more steps off, just because I just wanted to kind of take my mind off things, or not even take my mind off things, but just think a little bit. And I was also seeing the results of like the Texas Pro and stuff like that, because I have a lot of guys that I'm like excited to see they're doing that show. So that's kind of what happened in the meantime, in between, you know, this meal and the last meal. I also sent check-in pictures over to Luke. I was 164.8, so the weight has been trending down a little bit. And in those update pictures, I look very flat, pretty fatigued, pretty tired. So, due to that, we are adding in one more meal before I go to bed, which is going to be 4 ounces of chicken, 260 grams of rice, and 20 grams of nut butter with, you know, the regular pink salt. Now, the nut butter is a little bit higher and the rice is a little bit higher, so that we can try to hold that a little bit more overnight, so that I wake up a little bit closer to the mark that we are looking for, based on, you know, what time the show and stuff is going to be tomorrow. So that is going to be the final meal right here. I'm going to eat this, brush my teeth, and literally just go to bed, because I'm super tired right now. And yeah, that wraps it up, guys. Tomorrow is show day. Crazy. 8 months of dieting to just show it off on stage for like 3 minutes. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys following along. If you made it this far in the video, as always, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support. I'm gonna eat this, head to bed, and I will see you tomorrow for show day.